lasers. You good over here?
I'll get back. You sit down. Get behind you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Just get in there.
Yeah, you do. Our podcast. And then Jen's gonna let you in the garage. That's all for you. Yeah, I've moved a few things over there, so you'll be able to get to that back wall a little bit better. I'm trying to go through some stuff.
You got a check too in there? I just thought I'd tell you what it is. Just tell her what it is, man.
Appreciate it.
That's right, man. I said, there's no telling what Lenny will do with it.
That's right.
We have to deal with that in California too, so I get it.
Yeah, we spray like 2 or 3 times a year just to, just stays ahead of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live out in the country.
We live way
so
out in the country.
There's a lot
Oh,
of
my husband would just be drooling if he saw your spot there with your lake.
We got to get it. We're just
Yeah.
now starting to wake the lake up because it's just almost warm enough to jump in. Not
Well,
quite.
the kids have already been in, but for
Oh,
us,
cool.
we're like,
Yeah, the kids have been swimming.
Yeah.
but
wait a little bit.
I have enough sense not to get in that water right now.
Yeah.
All right. So what we'll do, it's pretty casual.
Okay.
We like to go into it kind of cold. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it's just more organic and fun that way. I'm going to make this where you can record on your end because this won't come out. Well, actually, I think yours might come out soon because we're just now getting caught back up again. So you may be out in the next couple of weeks. It actually, you might be next, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yippee.
Yeah, right. But I'm going to make it where you can record too. That way there's a backup copy. All right.
Let me see. Where is my...
It should be at the bottom of the screen. I just hit allow record. So you should see it now.
I wonder if it's under video settings.
No, it should be a button that says record or the 3 little, there might be 3 little buttons you can push. Are you on a desktop?
On a desktop Mac, yeah. And
Yeah,
I know where it is when I host the meeting.
There should be a big record button right at the bottom of your screen in the menu for Zoom.
It is. Okay.
There
It
you
is
go.
recorded. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
And just a quick general overview. So you have an agency, basically, all right?
Mhm.
And you're wanting to transition it to a membership type deal because the membership you've realized is not scalable with just you, right?
Right.
I assume you're not wanting to grow a big team-based agency with employees and stuff
No.
like that. That's not
I
what you
really
want.
don't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's okay. We'll talk more about that just because I think
Yeah.
sometimes understanding why people don't want to do the next thing is really important. Why
Okay.
you want to do a membership, and then from there we'll just roll straight into questions and hang out and talk and try to forget we're recording a podcast
It's
and we're
very
really
casual.
Okay.
just hanging out. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So what do you want to do? Hey y'all. Do you want to say like
I've already got it written down here.
okay, cool. All right. So I'm gonna mute you for just a second, okay? All right. Check. Hey y'all in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, y'all. On today's show, we helped Jill transition from an agency model to an online membership.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Good job. First take. First take.
Not my first
Okay.
time.
Not your first rodeo, Jocelyn Sams.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I mess it up about 10 times. So
I have days like that. Either everything goes well when I record or I just go, okay, forget it.
Oh yeah.
or it's a
There's no in
total
between.
disaster.
It's chaos or
Right.
perfect. I mean, that's the only way it can happen when you're
Yeah.
recording.
All right.
All right, so the general flow, I will start the show, wait until I say welcome to the podcast, and then you say, hey guys, thanks for having me. Then Jocelyn will ask you about you, your background, and what you're wanting to do online. You just go with that, and then we'll just take it from there, okay?
Hey, quick question. I
Go
am
ahead.
58, so my background is like, what do you, I mean, do you,
You know,
just want to know about
basically just the most recent part of it. We like to talk about family a little bit, like your family
Your grandbabies.
background, and kind of like I've been in this game for a while, but mainly focused on the social media agency and
Perfect.
why you want to switch. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, you don't have to go like way back.
And did you just say you were 58?
I'm 58.
You were
yeah.
lying. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah,
I
Jill.
have 2 grandbabies and another one coming. I had
Oh
my
my
oldest when I was
gosh.
30.
Wow.
No
I was 30 when I
way.
had the oldest. Yeah.
I would have never guessed that
we
looking
were
at you.
kind of, like older too. Like I had my first one at almost 29 and my second one I was almost 31.
Same. And you know what? I would do it if I did it again. I'd do it the same way. So anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
could.
the only bad thing is like I was tired, when I was still working a normal job.
Yeah.
Like I was exhausted.
Energy
because-
is the
know how you do
problem,
that.
but man, that wisdom of being just a little bit older when you have your kids, like,
and like a little bit more stable,
yeah, I can't imagine being broke in 23 with a kid or something like that.
I know.
You know,
That's why one of the reasons we didn't do it, because we were broken 20.
exactly right. That's how it works. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. Super excited to talk to another member of the Flip Your Life community today. I'm really pumped up because I've been hanging out with this person a little bit in a beta group I've got going for a new thing that is launching, the new Flip Your Life community. We're about to give everything an upgrade in the community, and our guest today was someone who jumped in at the beta opportunity. We've been hanging out, and I said, man, we have got to have you on the podcast. So our guest today is Jill Fox. Jill, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. I've gotten I learned so much from you already.
And tell everybody how you found us, because you really actually have kind of just discovered Flip Lifestyle and the Flip Your Life community recently, right?
Well, I actually heard you both speak at FlynnCon, at Pat Flynn's event in San Diego last year. And what drew me to you, I'm a Northeasterner, so you wouldn't think, and I'm a grandma, not a current mom with little ones, so you wouldn't think I'd be like your match. But you guys were so honest and real and funny. And I really was thrilled listening to you. And I listened to your podcast ever since then. I think probably a couple hundred episodes, no joke, because it's always on in the car. And I think it was around January, I finally kicked myself in the butt and made myself, get into the membership. And I love it. It's been fun and it's been motivating, because that's what's really gotten me going.
Yeah, that is amazing. And yeah, we loved going out to California and meeting all the people out there. And it's so cool that you just kind of binge listen to our podcast. And yeah, we are here to entertain, Jill.
So now that you've been hanging out with us on member calls and in beta groups and in the forums and all that stuff, are we still do we still make you laugh? And are we the same people you thought we would be when you saw us on stage?
100%. One thing I learned though, because Jocelyn kind of keeps you like on the track going in the direction you need to, she's hilarious too. And I didn't really realize that at the event so much, but she's really funny too. That's what I've learned. But yeah, you're exactly the same. That's what I like. I like real. I'm a born New Yorker. We like real.
Yeah, you got to keep it real, man. You got to be ruthlessly authentic if you're going to make it in this world, for real. And Jocelyn, it's hilarious because Jocelyn is like, when we're together, like I talk like 80% of the time, and she talks like 20% of the time.
Maybe like 90.
Maybe 90-10. And but like when Jocelyn speaks, it's I call it a Jocelyn bomb. Because like it's like when she says something, it is hysterical, or it is poignant, or it is real. Like it's amazing.
Well,
like
and I sort of have a very like dry sense of humor, so you have to kind of like listen to it a little bit.
Yeah, she keeps me at my place too. I got to have somebody in my life that
yeah, I always say
cuts
like,
me down a peg every once in a while.
I say
you know
I'm
what I mean?
his neutralizing acid. Like he's just like crazy energy, and I like just put a couple little drops of neutralizing acid in there from time to time. But it's fun. There's never a dull moment. So, well, let's hear a little bit about you. What have you been doing? The past, I don't know, the past lifetime, and like how did you get here, and what is it that you're doing online right now?
So right now I own a social media marketing agency. It's small, it's just me. And I work with very small businesses, and most of them are in regulated industries like medicine, law, accounting, education, in that space. And I really love what I do, and I have wonderful clients, but it isn't scalable. And just funny story, the way I learned social media, you'd think, okay, wait a minute, Jill, you're a grandma. What are you doing in that space? I learned by following my daughter, my oldest, on first it was MySpace, and then it was Facebook. And so I had to learn to keep track, because you got to keep track of your kids. Fortunately, they were good, but that's why and how I started learning. And then I just obsessively learned everything I could possibly learn. So I'm hoping to add a component and maybe make that the bigger component of my business in a membership space for people basically that didn't grow up with the internet, that have amazing life experience and so much to share, but what holds them back is not knowing how to market, being afraid of social media marketing. And I want the membership site to simplify that and motivate them and kind of walk them down the path to share those gifts. Because I think people that are older, you can't replace life experience. I don't care what else you have.
That's right.
I don't care how many degrees you got.
That's right.
Yeah, I
So
love
that's
that.
the direction I'm hoping to go.
I love that. And that's actually part of what I'm going to be working on at some point in the future. I'm going to be working on more of a brick and mortar type business. And what I want to do, it always makes me sad when businesses open up and people have a really good idea and they have a really good product or service, but they just don't know how to market. And so
Yes.
that's sort of part of what I'm going to be focusing on as well. And I love that because, people who have been in business for a million years, I think some of them are having trouble competing now because, they don't know how to take things online or they don't know how to do modern marketing. So,
Especially with social media, because like, I don't think people realize like it's actually easier to market on Facebook locally than it is to go a big, broad, grow your audience, national, try to get 1 million people to pay attention to you. Like, I mean, you can use social media marketing to get people to walk in your store just with a couple clicks of a button, right? And there's less competition locally, and you're trying to get more people to pay attention to you locally. Now, the thing about a social media marketing agency, that this is a high cost, monthly cost for these people, right? Like how much do you charge a month for your
Minimum
services?
of $1,000 a month now. And I
Okay,
basically do everything for them. I don't do their email marketing, but I do everything else, including I can even run their YouTube channel, whatever, it's from setting it up to posting to small content creation. I mean, I am obviously not going to write for my accountant or my doctor, medical clients,
Sure.
but I've got to pull out of what they have and create the content to, communicating with their anyone that questions his question or a message or anything like that. So it kind of runs the gamut. They basically just go, here, Jill, plop, and it's in my lap.
Right, exactly.
And they're great people. I have really great people, and they trust me, and that's a big blessing too.
How many clients do you have at any given time?
I probably have I think I've got about 7 right now.
Yeah.
And are they all local people right now?
No, most are local because I totally agree with what Shane just said, 100%. And that's how I always start everyone, start local. But I do have a couple in Florida actually as well. When I first started, I started my business for $7.99, bought the cheapy.net. My dad set it up and put it on his hosting platform. And that was my whole cost. So I went organic marketing and I did it all through LinkedIn. And that worked really well for me.
Love it. That's amazing. And LinkedIn's a powerful tool even for stuff like this. Like when you do go to the membership model, you're looking for the same person. You're just looking for
more of them.
More of them, right? And what's really cool is, so if you've got 7 people at $1,000 a month, like even if your membership was only $50 a month, right? Which this is definitely this is probably $100 a month membership, to be honest with you, because if you can ever help people make more money, you can usually charge more. But I mean, with $50 a month, you would only need 140 members. It's not like you need an astronomical amount of members to just replace the income you have right now or double like your revenue for, a few hours of time a month leading the community, especially with the courses. If you did charge $100 a month, I mean, we're talking 50 to 70 people before you're seeing massive growth, right? And being someone who knows how to use social media and knows how to get out there and do that networking type marketing on LinkedIn or whatever, that's going to be within reach, right? That's going to be within reach, like really, really fast. So tell me a little bit about what you're thinking about as a membership model. Like what are you going to do? Like, what's your content going to look like? How do you want to build community? How do you want to lead it? Like, what are you seeing right now for the membership chapter of Jill Fox's journey,
Well, one of the things I've been doing with the closures is taking some calls, just, not charging people, but some small business owners that find themselves stuck now. And, oh my gosh, I never did anything online. I never marketed online, and I've been talking with them. And what I found is that there's a whole lot of people that, and Jocelyn, you'll like hearing this, that need this service that can't afford an agency. You know, if you're a tiny business owner, you're not paying $12,000 a year to me. It's too much. And I would agree with that. So, excuse me, sorry.
It's okay. This
So
is
what I
edited.
want to do
Hannah will
is,
edit that out. That'll never happen on the show. It's
okay,
all
good. Yeah, sorry. The allergies kick in the morning. It's
Yes,
still like 8
here
o'clock.
too. There's a thin layer of pollen on the lake right now.
Well, and we've got the marine layer, which is the fog that comes in the morning in California. It'll burn off. It comes off the ocean because it's beautiful here. It's, you know, warm in the day and cool at night. It's heaven. But we get the fog in the morning. But anyway, so let me back up here so you can edit easier. So what I want to do with this membership site is to basically teach people that can't afford my agency, because it's too much for a small business owner. It really is. A very small, you know, entrepreneur or solopreneur. And I want to teach them to do this for themselves in a very simple fashion that won't take a ton of their time and will allow them to get their product or their service out into the world. And, you know, as I talked about, I think before, I find that the people asking me questions are 10, 15 years either side of my age group. And so that would be my target market, the people with that massive life experience and skill. And this is the only thing holding them back. And to answer the other part of your question, I jumped on your Kajabi link, got the trial, and I have created 18 videos already.
Whoa, that's awesome.
And
Action
I bought
taker.
my domain name. I bought Simple Marketing Academy as my domain name. And the 18 videos, though, you guys are going to laugh. With this group, I've got to start from, here is how you create, excuse me, here is how you create a Facebook page. Here's how you create. So these 18 videos are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn how-tos. We haven't even gotten to the marketing. That's why I haven't launched it yet. But I also see a community aspect, much like what you do. And then the calls that you do, the Q&A calls.
I think that's a really that's a great way to do it. There's two things about businesses like this when you transition to the membership model. Okay, number one, you have to be careful with what content you're including because of the nature of the platforms and the way they change. Right, so it's really good to zero that content in as much as possible on the evergreen things, the things that are always true, like the.
Oh,
hold on.
We got an alarm
My
going
alarm
off.
just went off on my. Oh, Jen's down there. Our assistant is in the garage on the other side of the lake putting something out, and she set the
Never
alarm
a dull
off.
moment here.
3, 2.
I know.
I know, right?
Bugs, alarms,
Bugs,
whatever.
alarms, whatever. All right, 3, 2, 1. Shane. The problem with businesses like this is the ever-changing nature of the platforms. So if Facebook changes the way you set up a Facebook page, right, which they're about to transition right now, we're actually in the middle of a Facebook shift, right? They're going to turn everything off and turn it back on, and it looks different. You got to be really, really careful with how much of that you focus on going forward. And you really want to focus on the strategic evergreen parts of it. The tactical stuff you can do like on member calls, on Q&As. That's more real time, like what's happening now, you know? And then just really, really dial in, like creating an evergreen product at first. Because the membership is not evergreen, right? The membership is a living, breathing, growing community with a leader. And that's how you build a membership site. That's how you create forever customers. But your content is necessary because the content draws them in, right? It's nice to say, I'll help you turn this on. I'll help you set this up. You just have to be really, really, I don't know, what's the right word? Cognizant? Is that a word, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
Sure. You have to be cognizant about like how evergreen your content is. You can't avoid it always, especially when you're a social media leader, right? But be ready to have a plan in place to update that stuff and to be aware of changes. Because the worst thing that can happen is a member to come in and say, I want to start a Facebook page. And they watch your training and Facebook changed it on you and you weren't paying attention to that. And then the more strategic, the more evergreen that content can be, you can fill in the holes in the live component. So just as anytime you're setting up a membership where you're platform dependent, you're teaching these things, be very careful with that. Also, too, you want to focus on I would narrow it down to 3 or 4 platforms and probably not go too far as you're getting into this.
Well, and especially because some of these people probably don't even have one, or maybe they have one, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you said something interesting earlier. You said that you had not started the marketing piece yet, which is why you hadn't opened. But honestly, do you think most of these people have even done the steps that you have already done?
I would say, as far as, you mean the
Setting up
the
a
steps
page
to
or
do
whatever.
it?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. And my calls that I've had, I'm so sorry, excuse me. I don't really know the answer to that. And the calls that I've had with people so far have told me some have and some haven't. So I'm finding a real range of people in that range. So I don't even know how to set up a page. But what I've also found is the ones who've done it haven't done it right or completely.
Exactly.
And so
And
what I'm
that's what I was getting at, because I think that maybe you are holding yourself back a little bit saying that you're not ready to open, but I think that you have plenty there to get them going, to get them to optimize what they already have, and to offer your own services, like your Q&As, and you have enough to open right now.
Like that's something that people try to do. Like I have 18 courses and I'm not done yet. Right.
But I'm
Like,
not
it's
quite
like,
ready
you know
to
what I mean?
open.
Like, you know what your members are not going to do? They're not going to watch 18 courses. I know they're not going, right? So like, you have to Jocelyn's basically saying, like, you're talking to people who want this, and you already have, like, what if you just said, I'm going to teach you how to start a Facebook page, come in for a month, and by the end of the month, we'll have your Facebook page perfect. Right? Like that's the draw, because I'd say these people are probably like, they're professional. They've had a good business for 15, 20 years, but now social media is overwhelming them and they're getting a little left behind by some of their competitors. And they're probably doing some social media marketing, AKA, hey, y'all, we're having a sale Friday on their personal Facebook page, right? Like that's what they're doing right now. And you just need to create that bridge immediately and try and get these people to join this thing, right? Do you think 20 people right now who might take you up on a $50 a month beta, like right now, because you reached out?
I know 10. I've got 5 people that I know that are I was just going to have them jump in right away. And what you doing? I'm copying you.
Oh, the beta group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you do. I think, and the point is, it's like the curse of knowledge in the membership world makes us want to dump everything we've ever learned about our field into the membership while it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And like before it opens, basically, you want to everything Jill Fox has ever learned about every client she's ever had. You want to put in your membership, but like right now, your people really just need to start a Facebook page.
What you have to remember, and I think what's hard for a lot of people, is that your audience does not know your end goal. They don't know what Jill's perfect membership looks like. And I think sometimes people make the mistake of thinking, okay, well, if I don't have what in my mind is the perfect model already laid out, then people aren't going to want to join it.
Have you already got modules for Instagram, for Facebook? What do you got in there? What platforms have you already covered?
I've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's basically how to set up the page, how to do your settings, how to post video, photo, video, photo, and just a link post, and how to find your notifications and read them. So that's why there's so many videos. It's that basic, and you're so right. I hate the idea of having to change this stuff, but when Facebook, which they will, like you said, change. But I also know that people need this. So, as I go forward, you're right. I'm going to have to see. I wanted to get the basics done and then get into the very slowly, the strategy. Like you've got to have a strategy. You can't just whip posts up everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, so that's where
there's nothing wrong with those how-to videos. We have a friend named Monica Louie who does this really interesting because she teaches Facebook, which
and she also
Facebook
has an agency
ads.
model.
Yeah, she has an agency and then she has a membership for Facebook ads. But what she teaches, the way she breaks it up is none of her videos are more than like 2 or 3 minutes long. And like the reason she keeps them at 2 or 3 minutes long is because she can change them when something changes. So if you're going to have a membership that teaches a platform that changes often, which every 3 months or so something might tweak, you need to cut it up into really small bits. That way you can change those small bits when they do it. Another strategy for people who do this in memberships is you can do that part live every month, right? So you could have, like, instead of Q&As all the time, you could say, all right, guys, once a month we set up new Facebook pages. So all your new members come in, and then you have a live face. Then you just do it in real time every day. It's a part of your membership, basically. But I would go ahead and reach out to those people and say, hey, this is ready. Here's an offer. Let's see if we can get 10
There's
people in
more
there.
than enough to keep them busy right now.
Because I'm afraid you're going to go down. You are so knowledgeable and such an expert, and like you do this full time for a massive amount of money. Like you can command a price that high. It means you know what you're doing. And like you're going to try to teach everybody everything you've ever learned if you don't get the beginners in. And you're going to find that the beginners only need really 10% of what you know in the next 6 months of your life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's going to take them 6 months to a year to even catch up with the first step from you. And you got to figure out, like, there's a really good copywriting trick where you say, if all this did was, right, that's a copywriting trick. It's like a trial close. So like at the end of, if I say like, hey, Membership Masters, my newsletter is $197 a month. If you have a $50 a month membership, and if all this did was get you 5 members next month,
Would it be worth it?
would it be worth it? And like, so you have to answer that question to yourself. Like, if all this did for these people
Was help them to learn how to post better on their social media pages
and get a 10% bump in sales,
Mhm.
right? If all it did was that, they'll probably pay you forever, right? If you could just keep doing that for them month after month and year after year. And you're right now not saying if all this did, you're saying this does it all. Like that's what you're trying to say, right? Like that's the problem when you go down the membership rabbit hole is you realize, oh, I could teach everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and then also you'll get started and you'll realize that people either have questions about things that you didn't think of, or they'll have a need for something that you thought was obvious or something like that. And that's happened to us a lot of times too. You know, we think, oh, well, we know the exact path that people need to go. And when we actually get started, people are like, well, you know, that's nice, but I also need this.
And I'll if all this did is for you. If
Okay.
all you did was find 20 people right now to join at $50 a month, which the way you know how to network, you probably could dig and find that over the next couple months. If all you did was get 20 people to pay you $50 a month, then you would just make 1/7 of your income right now with your membership site. Like you would literally get a raise without adding a single person in your agency. And if all you did was get 20 people to pay you $100 a month, which is probably what this is really a good launch price, right? You would be making almost 30% of what you're making in your agency right now out the gate in the next quarter. So like this is like a call to arms a little bit, I think, is like you're trying to do too much. You're ready to kind of do this, you know?
Well, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys too before I launched it because I felt like I really needed help with pricing. I needed help with what's the best lead magnet, and I wanted to know your launch strategy. So I kind of made myself, well, you know, inviting me on here got me moving, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to really take advantage of the fact that I get to talk to you guys one-on-one for this block of time. And so I did all of those things. I got all of that done from the invite you sent me to a recording date.
That's awesome.
An appointment on the calendar or a lot of fire under you, especially when a bunch of people are going to hear it.
Yeah, and like when somebody's paying for it,
Yeah,
that's
that makes
even more
sense.
incentive.
So do you have an email list right now of any kind? Are you creating content yet, or is this kind of a new branch that you're walking into?
Here's my hypocrite answer to that. I know the right way I started a YouTube channel and a podcast a few years ago. They're both very small. The podcast is especially small. And the YouTube channel has probably, I think I have 1,430 followers or
Ooh, that's good. That's
on
really
YouTube.
Good.
I was kind of just like, you know, I don't know, figuring out what I was going to do with it. So I called it the Small Business Social Show, Small Business Social Podcast. And it was very generic on purpose because I wasn't sure the direction. And then it became obvious that my direction was to teach, you know, people that needed this information that were not necessarily reaching my clients. My clients don't want to do it. They don't want to learn it. They don't have time for it. These people do. So one of my questions for you guys is, since these are so small, should I change the podcast and YouTube channel names?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't worry about it if you had 150,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, names. Hold on,
And like, what's funny is What's funny is that a lot of people probably don't even know the name. Truth
Oh,
be
sure.
told.
People don't even know our name half the time.
Yeah, like
They're
people
like,
mess it up all the time.
that's Shane and Jocelyn podcast, or is it the
Yeah.
Flip Your Life podcast or the Flip Lifestyle? What is it? The Flip something? You know, like that. That's not
People
important.
call it everything.
People,
it
it
really
doesn't matter like what you do. So totally change that. Have you been driving? So you've not been collecting emails. You've just been getting a little following built, right?
Well, I've got an email list of my connections on LinkedIn. So it's freezing cold, not cold, freezing cold. But I have sent a few emails to that list, and with a massive unsubscribe link, because like you've told people, unsubscribers are a blessing. They're
Yeah.
an enormous blessing. And I don't want to bother. And I would say, look, if this is not for you, please. And I actually move it to the top.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some, but not as many as I think. And then I did a webinar through our Greater Irvine Chamber of Commerce here in Orange County, which is that's 400 of the Fortune 1000 companies are based here in Orange County.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So
you have access to people who
I
would
have
probably
access to
want
that
this.
group.
And do you do any advertising for these people, or is it all organic social media marketing?
Mine is all organic. Perfect. I think I've run one teeny tiny ad in all the years I've had the agency. It's been LinkedIn and networking and referrals.
That's a good selling
awesome.
point for your product, because most people can't afford an ad budget. They want to learn how to do organic social media marketing, you know?
Right.
And so you can go out and tell people to do that. So here's my launch strategy for you, really, is change your branding, get all that set, which is log in and change the name a couple times, right? And then really focus the first month or two on trying to tighten your message up for a list. The best lead magnet is probably starting a Facebook page. I think that's what most people will have access to. That's what most people will want to come in at. And you already
even
have
like
that.
optimizing, because I think a lot of people probably have one, but they are not using it properly, or they don't have it. They don't even have their hours on there. That drives me crazy. It's like, if you have a business and you don't have a website, at least put your hours on your page.
So if you said start and optimize your Facebook page, that would be a good lead magnet. But the lead magnet is to a free trial. It's not necessarily to an opt-in. So in Kajabi, what you would do is you would set up a pipeline, and the first page of the pipeline would have an opt-in. And then that opt-in would trigger your emails to follow up. And then the opt-in would land on it would say, step 1, name an email. Step 2, get your free trial. But you're going to ask for a credit card when you go into the free trial. And you're going to tell them, hey, we use your credit card to verify your identity that's all we'll use it for. You won't be charged today. You can cancel anytime that you want to, and we'll let you cancel it. Okay. So basically that's what you should do, is set almost like an opt-in up as a free trial, and start strategically thinking, okay, how do I reach out to people organically? How do I reach out to people on this YouTube channel? How do I start building a little hype for this thing? And you pick a date and you open it. And then do personal reach out to those 5 people you think are interested right now, and let them actually put their money where their mouth is. You could tell them it's going to be $100 a month, but I'll let you guys in for 50, right? Just to get a few people in.
Should I start it at 50?
Yeah, I would. Pricing is a weird thing, like with memberships. Like, I mean, it's 25, 50, or 100. Just pick one. It's like, what do you think it is? Now, different niches have different ceilings, right? Yeah. But if you're going to raise the price eventually anyway, what does it matter where you start?
The thing about it is, if these people are in business, like, they at least understand the value of, good information and like education and investing in themselves. I mean, that being said, you can't make it crazy expensive, because, you're trying to help these people who probably don't have a huge budget for stuff like this.
But you can say, hey, it's normally $1,000 to work with me, but I'm starting this membership site. I'm going to have trainings and you get to talk to me twice a month on these Q&As to ask questions. Normally just sitting down with me in an hour would be X, for an onboarding call. So this is only $50, and you can get in here and you can learn how to do this, and you can make it happen,
Okay.
Pause. Anna Joe, shut that door, baby. And don't let them dogs back out here. Thank you. Okay, the door, not that door. The real door. Move, pups.
Get out of here. Birds are trying to make a nest on the porch.
We got wildlife flying around here, dogs outside.
You know what?
kids.
I'm with you. I got 2 dogs behind me that are, luckily it's early. They're
Dog,
quiet.
we just had a bird buzz Jocelyn through here.
Oh, and we've had all 3 dogs come up
All
here.
3 dogs were sitting here a minute ago and hanging out. So.
Aw,
Good
they're
time.
such loves.
All right. 3, 2, 1. So pricing is something that I wish people would just look in the mirror and say, stop thinking about your pricing. Like, just pick a price. Like, it's really,
You can always change
you can
it.
always
You're not
change it.
married
You can
to
go
it.
up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right, you can go pounds, you can go euros, you can go USD, whatever you want to do, you can change your price. So I think for this, it's I've seen people charge $100 for social media memberships like this easily,
And
but
just look
start
around,
at 50.
look around at the market, see what other people are charging, see what they're offering. I mean, other people are probably not going to do this. If they find you, chances are they're not going to be like, let me see who Jill's
Let me
competitors
shop this
are.
around and see who Jill's competitors are. No, they're gonna it's like why you like us. Like, why are you here? Man, Shane and Jocelyn are hilarious. Like, it wasn't because, I did deep research and compared them to their competitors. No, it was they were on stage and they were funny. I'm gonna
Those
listen to
crazy
them more.
Southerners.
They're really funny.
Well, actually, you knew your stuff 100% and what you teach and what you share, even just in the podcasts. I do this for a living, and I learn stuff from you guys all the time because I don't know how to market a membership. This is not my area of expertise at all.
It's very different. It's very different. People
So
don't get
different,
it.
I couldn't believe it. So I needed this to get started. I just stalled, and as much as you listen to the podcast and everything, and they're super, super helpful, I really needed the roadmap and the direction to, even though this is my business, it's just so 100% different. I didn't know how to do it. And I needed a kick in the butt, which I knew if I was like in there, I wouldn't just get away with skating by either.
No, nobody skates by. For the Samses, nobody, right? Yeah. Well, so let's just look at where we're at then, right? Okay, so you have training in your membership area. It's set up and ready to go, right? You have this strong background of reaching out to people and doing that thing, which is actually a great way to get your beta membership off the ground, is to reach out to people and ask them to join it. We just launched a health membership with a guy where he does like keto, and basically that was how it was. It was personal reach outs, personal thing, and we got his beta group locked in now. He's got monthly members. He's learning every minute of every day what they want, right? And that's guiding and shaping his content.
I suspect you have testimonials of people that you've worked with in the past. That
Oh
you can
yeah,
use.
like your sales copy is going to be ridiculous out of the gate because
And that goes back to the pricing. If you can convince people that the value is there, you can charge whatever you want. It's your job to convince them that you're providing X dollars worth of value every month.
And since you already charge, like you legitimately charge, hey guys, I normally charge $1,000 a month to work
Minimum.
one-on-one minimum.
I have higher ones too, but I'm done taking anybody under that. I don't need to, and it's not worth my time.
So all you have to say is, this is normally $1,000 a month to work with me.
But I wanted to make it more
I
accessible.
want to make it more accessible to people like you. So I'm going to do it's going to be $100 a month, but or $99, but join now at
whatever.
50 and you just fine. And like, let's see if we can get members over the next 60 days, right? Like, set a date 60 days out from now. You're going to spend your first 30 days cleaning up your stuff, and you're going to launch, right? Like 30 days from now, you're going to start planting those seeds with people, and we're going to getting people into the beta group. When everyone says, how do you launch a membership? I'm like, find someone to join. Like, this is not complicated. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you've got 1, 5, or 55 when you open the door. That's the most important move in getting the membership off the ground, is getting someone to join it, right? And then then it's over. Someone voted with their wallet. Who are you? Oh, you're that person. Oh,
Let's
now
find more
let's find
people
more
like
of
you.
those, right? Like, now it defines your message, it defines your membership, defines everything. So you just need a date. I just want to see a date in the forums of when you're starting your membership, and that's
How about June 1st?
June 1st. Yeah, that's really fast,
That sounds
Jocelyn.
pretty good.
Holy smokes! Right.
The only
Right.
thing is the videos, those 18 videos, are on my computer. I'm still learning Kajabi. I've got part of it set up, but I'm a little slow on that end.
Okay, we'll give you till June 15th. How
Yeah, I
about
got
that?
till June 15th, right? Then you can start opening the doors.
No reason I shouldn't be able to do it by then.
Yeah, the Kajabi is a really easy platform though, because really it's basically upload and type. Like, if you can upload the video to their platform and then you can type the description, you're good. right? And because it's already got comment threading built into it. You don't have to have a forum. You can just fire up a Facebook group as you launch and then grow into a forum or something later,
And
right?
we've had a lot of questions about Kajabi. It's something that we're kind of exploring, and we're really liking it. And if you're interested in checking it out, I think they're doing a 28-day free trial right now. We can put that link in our show notes for today, and you can check that out.
So what else is holding you back from all right, so we know that you've got your content covered. We know that it's worth every penny. We know that you can reach out and find a few people right now. What fear or mindset issue? Because you're the kind of person I can tell the tech thing, I'm going to overcome that. I'm going to do this, right?
Yeah.
So like what is really stopping you? Like, I don't feel like you're dreaming big enough here. I feel like you're just trying to dabble and you're trying to like, oh, I want a membership. I want a few
That
people.
sounds
But like,
nice. I might
but
get
like,
a few
have
people to
you
join
really
that.
have you really set big goals and dreamed bold dreams about this? Like,
Probably no. Well, I would like it to hit 100K as far as income. I live in Southern California. I live in Orange County. That'll pay half your bills here.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
well, wait a
here.
minute. Then that means to pay all your bills, we're going to 200.
Right.
exactly.
saying?
And you know what? Let's make it 250.
Yeah, right. Let's
Just
just go
'cause you
$250,000
can.
here. So like, look at this though. Like, here's why we say that. Like it's membership math, right? We love membership math around here because membership math pays for everything.
That's the only
Oh,
math we can do.
I want to get the kids their own paddle boards. How much are they? $1,000. Okay, 10 members, right? Like it's like that's membership math, right? I'll just go out and sell 10 members, go buy whatever I want. So if $250,000 divided by 12 equals 20,000 and 833, right?
And remember, you're not just turning your current business off.
Right, exactly.
No, I'm not going to. I like what I do. It's
Yeah,
just
for
I
sure.
can't.
It's not scalable.
Right. And I don't want to hire someone because these people hire me. They're not, they're hiring
Exactly.
me.
So let's say this. Let's just say if you did this right, maybe you drop 2 clients and you go down $5,000 a month instead of 7,000. All right. So I'm going to minus 5,000 because you're going to keep one-on-one clients. So that leaves $15,833. You divide that by $97 a month. You only need 163 humans on the planet Earth to
Yeah,
do this.
That sounds a lot easier the way you do it.
I know, right? It's membership math. Everybody freaks out because they look at the big number, right? But like,
Yeah.
and it's not like if you have 163 people, they're all going to pay you forever. I mean, there's other things. There's marketing, there's churn. You might lose 16, 20 of those a month.
That's
you go
a
get 16 to
very
20 more and you grow.
small percentage of people on the planet Earth.
Who need you.
That's a very small percentage of people in the United States of America.
Yeah. So my goal for you would be to here's what my goal would be for you. If I was setting big goals and dreaming bold dreams for you. Okay. I would try to find 20 people over the next 60 days for a beta group at $50 a month. Right.
Okay.
I would learn from them, and you can do this. You can you'll have 20 people by the end of summer. I can just feel it. And then as you're doing some content marketing on the side of that and you're building your audience up a little bit, get that list up again. I'd probably do another beta round of about 20 people at $50 a month. Right.
Okay.
And that would be 40 people paying $50 a month, but that's just your founding members. Okay. And then I would set a goal 1 year from now to have 163 people at least $97 a month. And that's $250,000 a year on a run rate of that.
Wow.
And you can really do, I mean, it's only 163 people. How many businesses need social media marketing right now? All of them.
More so now than ever. And
Ever.
I think part of what holds me back too is these guys have been hit hard with the virus. So that's where I struggle with the pricing. And I always want to help. And I tend to go overboard as far as helping. I tend to go way over. I will take care of my clients over what I promise. It just over deliver. And I think that's tough. The other thing that concerns me a little bit is it's just me. And am I going to cap out? Am I going to hit something? I don't know how to.
No, you can run 1,000 people.
But I'm in the
membership
group, so you could help me if I hit something I can't.
Oh, for sure. And like, the hardest thing for coaching agency one-on-one client work people transitioning in the membership model is like it's trying to take the biases and the fears and the challenges and hangups that exist in that one-on-one thing, like over delivering, how many hours it's going to take. Like you can over deliver for 1,000 people in 3 hours a day. It's not that a huge amount of time because it's all condensed into this like comment area or this forum area or one member call, or like you can really over deliver. And every time you answer a question for one person, you're really answering it for 50 others that had that same question. So it's a totally different economy of scale when you talk about the membership service compared to what you're doing like right now. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
even, it's not even close. And just 163 members, like, you know, you're probably going to get about 20 to 30 that show up at each member call. Then the rest of them are going to interact in the thing. The rest of them are going to watch your courses. So you're never even going to be working with probably more than 20 to 40. If you had 150 people,
Oh, wow.
20 to 40 people at a time, max at a call, probably. It's just a different ball game. I mean, it literally is maximum 10 hours a week with that amount of people. I mean, maximum.
That's all. Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And,
Well,
and what's
I really
crazy is
wanna
you serve them
you.
well. I mean, it's like, that's all it's not that that's all you spend. It's like it doesn't take any more than that. Right.
Yeah, it's not like that's the bare minimum. I mean, that's like
Right.
doing a good job.
Yeah. Membership scale. So like if you've got your courses right and you've got your people right, you need 163 people to make $250,000 a year in this business a year from now. So
Amazing. And I love the idea of helping others. And I'd like to see, you know, and I'm realistic with my goals. I want to see people fill in the gaps of what they need, get some motivation to go forward. And the ones that really try and put the effort in, I want to see them succeed. Because, you know, if you know, obviously not everyone's going to succeed because not everyone will put the effort in.
yeah, for sure.
So-
That's not gonna happen. But when they do succeed, like, you know, our goal, one of our, we've had goals of numbers and things like that. But one of the goals we started talking about in early 2020 this year was we want our members to have more members than we do. Like that's our goal. Like I want my, you know, I want members to go do crazy, stupid things. And like, you know, like we got an email last night, or not like yet. When did she sign up for the podcast? I can't remember. But anyway, she's going to, an upcoming guest on the podcast is a really famous podcaster, who has a huge following, and just out of the blue sent us a message and was like, hey, did I ever tell you guys that I have 4,000 paying members active right
And
now?
oh, by the way, it was because I listened to you.
I know. It's
Like,
by the way,
oh,
it's because I joined the Flip Your Life community for a year. I totally forgot to tell you guys that. Like, right. So like, and we're like 4,000 members. That's amazing. You know,
Oh my
you know, like we
gosh.
want people to like blow it up. Like if you want to go all out and do something like that, do it. You know, if you want to work 10 hours a week and have 500 members, that's cool. Right. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like we want people, you want your people to achieve great things, you know?
Right.
And if that's your heart, then your membership is going to be easy. So all right. So let's figure out where we're at now. One, we're dreaming bigger. Okay. Two, we're going to ramp up this launch time. We're going to stop making 87 courses. Right. And so where are you at right now? Like what is your goal for the next 24 hours and the next 24 days to make this happen?
I want to do is finish learning Kajabi and actually get the courses in there. And then I need to create that lead magnet that you were talking about to drive traffic to the free trial. And I think,
well, it's not a lead magnet though. You just need to put that in your community and they get access to it in the free trial.
oh, I
You're just
see.
positioning the free trial with a course. Like I could say, right now I could take, hey, come up with your idea. And then you come in. Or I could say, hey, learn how to set up your membership. And that could be a lead. But it's I'm just pointing to something that's in the free trial. You don't have to
That's
set up nothing new.
perfect.
Yeah.
I actually never even thought about that. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
All you have to change in your pipeline is the opt-in form. That's it. Everything else just goes to the free trial, right? Hey, I'll give you this for free if you sign up for a free trial. Hey, I'll give you this for free, you know, and you can target different audiences. That's another thing about membership marketing. It's actually easier because you don't have to create 1,000 lead magnets. You just say it's free for a month and it's in there. Come get it.
I love that. That's so awesome because I'm not a big fan. I'm like you, Shane. I could talk for 37 hours straight, but I don't want to write. I don't want to do it. I just
Yep.
don't.
And you know what? That's cool. Like, you know yourself, you know what you want to do, you know what you don't want to do, and outsource the things you don't want and do the things that you do want.
So it's May 20. What is today? 8th?
Yes.
It's May 28th. Can't we launch this by June 15th? Can't we find 5 beta members by June 15th? And then we find 20 more on July 1st. And then, can't we do that? I think we can do
Yeah,
that.
I think so. I think so. I've been really working hard at it. But now I do have one more question for you guys, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
This is your product now. How do you email market this to your list? How do you start from where I am?
I would start in the Flip Your Life community with Shane's first 7 emails course that everyone should create as a baseline, right? So basically the general flow of it is I'm not going to go into the social media marketing. You just have to fill in the blanks. Okay. The first thing you have to do is tell people who you are and what you do and indoctrinate them to follow you online. You got to tell them everything about you and your background and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Pause. You okay? Ooh, Jocelyn just got nauseous.
Oh, hope she's okay.
All right. For those of you watching this on YouTube, Jocelyn just got sick. So we're gonna wrap up this. We're gonna finish. I'm gonna take over and take this on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. She goes,
You know what?
she just said I'm really hot and she went inside. So
I wonder if it's the bug stuff.
no, I don't think so. I think it's the sun shining right in on us on the left.
Oh, that'll do it. That would do it to me too.
Hannah, make this sound good later. You can just edit it out. It'll be magic. Jocelyn disappeared. Okay. She's okay though. She said I'm okay. She gave me the thumbs up.
Oh, good.
All right. So anyway, what was I talking about? That's never happened before on the show.
Email your email course in the.
All right. So when you're writing your email sequence, the first thing you want to do is indoctrinate people to what you're doing. All right. The second thing you want to do at the exact same time is deliver what you promised. Right. So in your case, if they sign up for that free trial, what would happen is they would basically get 2 emails. They would get one that says, hey, here's my story. Here's what I do. Here's why I'm awesome. Here's why I'm cool. Here's where you can connect with me. The second email gives them immediate delivery, right, of what they asked for. So you have an email that says, thanks for signing up for X. It's inside the community. Click here and log in. Okay. Then we use what we call wow bonuses and unexpected bonuses to really rev people up and keep them a member over that 30 days. So the next 30 days, you're going to send them like a bonus, like tell them about another training. You're going to reach out to them and ask them to reply to you so that you know more about them. You're going to give them an unexpected bonus. Maybe it's a course that's not in the community or something like that. Or maybe it's a free one-on-one session or whatever you decide to make an unexpected bonus. And the whole goal is to make sure that free trial turns into an actual paying monthly member, right? Okay. So that's the difference. It's not the sales pitchy, I got to get you to buy the thing, I got to get you to do this, got to do that. They've already opted in. They've already said, yeah, this is pretty cool. I want to check this out for 30 days, right? Our goal is just to convince them to pay the membership price at the end of the month. So if you deliver value, you're going to be inviting them to member calls. You're going to be bribing them a little bit. You know, one thing I like to do is put a little discount there about 3 days out from renewal. Hey, you're renewing in 3 days. If, we want to give you a little 10% discount for life, you know, just a little bribe, right? You're just trying to get them to renew, right? So the first step is convince them to try it for free, not hard. The second step is just convince them to join. And once they join once, then twice, and then 3 times, all of a sudden you become a habit in their life, right? You become a thing that they look forward to. Ooh, a member call, right? Ooh, new course in the community. Ooh, somebody asked a good question in the forums or the Facebook group, right? So that you become a part of their life then, and that's what creates that momentum that keeps them paying month after month. That's why you can go get 163 people and make $250,000 a year. And even though a few may leave each month, you just replace those few, right? And that's how you grow.
It should be doable. There's enough people out there, and I've got the skill, and I definitely love helping people. So yeah, it should be doable, right?
Awesome. And in the Flip Your Life community, if you look at the email training, there is a template that you can write those emails with. Okay.
As you started going through it, I remember now I'm through about, I'd say probably 3/4 of the training. And even though like I said, I teach, you know, I do social media. I've spoken at colleges as a guest lecturer, even here in Southern California. But what you guys teach is something different. And somebody like me still needed all that information. So it was so helpful. I definitely could not have gotten this going without the community and without your membership site.
Awesome. All right, cool. I'll record the rest of the show in another recording. I'm gonna go check on Jocelyn.
Yeah.
I think she got hot. I think she just got hot because the temperature is like literally 10 degrees hotter than when we sat down an hour ago. So I'm gonna go check on her. We've been doing this for 5 years, 6 years. Nothing's ever happened like this. So I'm gonna go check and see what's going on.
No, you should, and no problem. And thank you so much for having me on today.
You are amazing, Jill, and I know you can do this. Like you're one of the people I'm like. That's why I asked you to come on. When just talking to you in the beta group, I was like, yeah, she's gonna make it. Let's help her get started.
Thank you.
You're gonna make it. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.
bizarre. I was
I
just,
just felt like really hot. That's why I was trying to distract myself the whole time because I felt so bad.
yeah. I was like, why are you on the computer?
No, it was because I was.
Why didn't you just say something?
I was trying to distract myself. I was trying to make it through, but I couldn't.
So we're on screen here. I'm going to talk about it though. Okay. All right, Hannah, edit all this together and see if it makes sense. 3, 2, 1. What an awesome conversation with Flip Your Life community member Jill Fox. Man, she is really a go-getter. I know she's going to go out there and take action and take everything to the next level. And I'm excited to have Jocelyn back.
I'm back.
Jocelyn, she kind of got sick a minute ago, right in the middle of the interview, and ran out which in our 6 years of podcasting has never happened.
Yeah, that's a first.
That was definitely a first. So
yeah, it's really hot out here today, and I think I just got too hot. And
so
I don't know.
hey, listen, for those of you who are starting podcasts, YouTube channels, just gotta remember, crazy things happen. The show must go on. You got to be a professional. You got to keep going through it.
If you threw up in the middle of a podcast,
you got to come back.
Come on back.
You just got to come back and finish it up. Okay. So, all right. Before we go, guys, we got a couple more things that we like to do here. One of them is our can't miss moment. Oh, yeah. Whatever. All right, guys, before we go, we got a couple more things to do here. One of them is our can't miss moment section of the podcast. This is a area of the show where I'm all flustered now. You're the one throwing up. Why am I all flustered?
I know.
Hold on. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, before we go, we got a couple more segments for you guys. One of them is our can't miss moment section. This is a part of the podcast where we talk about things that we get to do now or parts of our life where we get to experience now that we didn't get to or would not have been able to do in our old jobs when we were working those 9 to 5s. Okay, what's my can't miss?
we're doing a lot of cool stuff, actually.
I don't know. I can't even think of anything we've done
I
lately.
think like just randomly shopping for a pool was pretty cool. You know
Yeah,
what
but I don't think we're actually going to get that. So
Who I going?
You think I want to do? My can't miss moment this week is actually just realizing the network of people that we've been able to connect with over the years and that we're hanging out with now, and just the caliber of entrepreneur that we've been able to, not only just meet, not only just like shake hands with, but like become friends with and to kind of do life with. A bunch of my friends, we go on this houseboat trip every year where we, mastermind, we talk business, and we swim, and we ride jet skis, and we do all the same. We go out in the middle of nowhere where there's no cell phone service. And it's one of the things I really look forward to in the year. And every year we kind of rotate 2 people on the trip. So there's a core group of guys, and then we bring in a couple new people every year to kind of freshen it up. And, the people that are coming this year, it's just like every year it just goes up a notch. These people who I was like, I would have loved to have just met 5 years ago. And now I'm spending days and days and time with them and becoming friends with them and building relationships with them. And if you just keep going in this journey and you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, these opportunities to build these amazing friendships and relationships just keep, opening up for us. So, I actually was kind of in awe of the people we have been hanging around lately the other day. And I think that's definitely my can't miss moment for this week is just, man, I heard a quote one time that said your net worth is directly related to your network. And man, our network is really going up in net worth lately. And I think that's going to be pretty cool to see what happens with that in the future.
yeah. So my can't miss moment this week definitely is not the vomiting during the podcast.
Only on this show would this be
goodness.
talking conversations.
So
amazing.
yeah, my note honestly is just being able to get out a little bit. Here in Kentucky, I don't know if you guys have followed much about the whole quarantine situation, but like ours has been really, really strict.
Really strict, like travel bans, leaving your county and things like that.
But in good news, like our coronavirus cases are actually going down. We're one of the few states who are in decline right now. So because of that, we have been sort of like gradually seeing a couple of people here and there. And one of the things that we've been doing is we've been having gymnastics lessons, like one-on-one gymnastics lessons, actually 2-on-1, with one of Anna's friends. So she gets to see one of her friends, and I get to see one of my mom friends, and it just makes life feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah. So getting back to normal, that's amazing. piggybacking on that too, just also too, like our business amazingly has grown substantially during the coronavirus pandemic. I mean, we've seen a massive influx in all of our companies. Like all of our memberships have grown, all of our revenue has grown. You know, and I know so many people out there and have lost jobs and things like that. And man, it's just horrible what's happening in the economy. And even locally, our school superintendent at the county we used to work at, they fired all of the coaches. And I used to be a football coach. Like they just sent out a thing, pink slipped all of them for next year. And they eventually would take that back, but they're one of only the few counties in the state that did. Like most of the counties are just firing coaches. And I couldn't help but think last week, that could have been me. Like if I hadn't have started my online business, if I hadn't have created these memberships and we hadn't have done all the things that we've done, we would, instead of growing in our income right now, we would have just lost a substantial part of that income because we would have lost part of our jobs. So, you know, just really super thankful that all of that is going well and going good. And that we're seeing not only us grow, but our community memberships are growing, our friends memberships are growing, and their revenue is growing. And man, the online world is on fire right now. And it just really is a good time to be in the space. All right, I'm going to pitch real quick and then I'm going to do a Bible verse. And if that sounds like something you would like, if you would like to be in the business world, in a space that is growing and it's not, you know, just a victim of all the circumstances that are happening out there, we would love to help you do that inside of the Flip Your Life community. That's where we help people just like you start, build, and grow membership sites of your own. You can learn more about the Flip Your Life community at flippedlifestyle.com/free. And if you want to, you can try a 30-day trial today. All you got to do is go sign up. 30 days, you can get it totally for free, access to all of our courses. You'll get access to 2 member calls, and you'll get access to everybody inside of the Flip Your Life community. That's flippedlifestyle.com/free. We would love to help you get started in launching your membership site just like we helped Jill today. I wanted to do one about surrounding yourself with good people. There you go.
Hold on. I'm chewing a cracker.
Better than throwing up on camera. All right, guys, that's all the time that we have for today. But before we close the show, we want to read a Bible verse. Jocelyn and I loved it. That was terrible. All right, guys, that is all the time that we have for today. But before we close the show, we wanted to leave you with a Bible verse. Jocelyn and I love to read the Bible. We get a lot of our inspiration and motivation from the Bible. And today's Bible verse comes from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. In the Bible, it says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." Now, listen, there may be a lot of people in your life that doubt your dream. There may be a lot of people in your life that don't understand what you're trying to do for your family's future, but we get it. And all the people in the Flip Your Life community get it. And we would love to have you as a part of that community. So if you want to surround yourself with great people and you want to surround yourself with people who want to take you to the next level and help you dream bold dreams and set big goals, that's the place to do it. That's all the time we have for this week, guys. Until next time, get out there, take action, do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Okay. Have fun with that one, Hannah.
Good luck.
Hey, listen, go in and tell the stories. Like make the vomiting a part of the show, like when she leaves. And I'm like, even when I'm kind of flustered and talking to Jill, maybe don't even take that out. And then that way when Jocelyn comes back, it'll be like, it'll make sense. Like there's definitely a narrative there, you know?
Oh
and
my goodness. I was struggling that whole
right.
time.
So like, just go ahead and add that in and make it, she got sick and then make that a part of the thing. And there's lots of B-roll for that one. Never a dull moment right here. So it's awesome. Let's see here. I don't know if I can do this. There we go.